Hi, hello, and welcome back to Membadal on YouTube and Agamagam on Facebook. I wanted to share a story that is not my own story. It was shared by a well known politician who's no more, Manohar Parrikar. I thought the story was very inspiring and had at least a couple of messages that we could take away from that. While I will share at the end what I am taking away from it for now, I'm curious to know what you get out of it. So I thought I'll first read the story to you as shared by him and then share what came to me. So he says, I am from the village of Para in Goa, hence we are called Parikars. My village is famous for its watermelons. When I was a child, the farmers would organize a watermelon eating contest at the end of the harvest season in May. All kids would be invited to eat as many watermelons as they wanted. Years later, I went to IIT Mumbai to study engineering. I went back to my village after 6.5 years. I went to the market looking for watermelons. They were all gone. The ones that were there were all very small. I went to see the farmer who hosted the watermelon eating contest. His son had taken over. He would host the contest, but there was a difference. When the older farmer gave us watermelons to eat, he would ask us to spit out the seeds into a bowl. We were told not to bite into the seeds. He was collecting the seeds for the next crop. We were unpaid child laborers, actually. He kept his best watermelons for the contest and he got the best seeds, which would yield even bigger watermelons next year. His son, when he took over, realized that the larger watermelons would fetch more money in the market, so he sold the larger ones and kept the smaller ones for the contest. The next year, the watermelons were smaller. The year later, even smaller. In watermelons, the generation is 1 year. In 7 years, Para's best watermelons were finished. In humans, generations change after 25 years. It will take us 200 years to figure what we were doing wrong while educating our children. So, this is a story as shared by him. Now, two things that came to me. One, as he has said, about we wouldn't necessarily know what we are going wrong with in bringing up our next generation. It might seem very good, fine now, and they might seem like they are surviving, but the mistakes are yet to be realized. They will manifest at some point later. So, that is something that we need to keep in mind and not just say, yeah, they look fine now. The second, and to me, very, very important thing that came was how, when the older farmer was in charge, he had his interest, that is, to grow best watermelons and make a living out of selling those watermelons. That interest of his was within the wider interest of the community. So he wanted to serve the community as well and make a living. As long as that was happening, there was this win win situation. And the crops were great, the outcome was great, and everyone was happy. But when the farmer's son took over and he wondered why he should be giving away his best crops to the children to eat, we need to keep in mind how nature is beautiful in that you sow one seed and the yield is far more than just one fruit, right? So he could have had so many beautiful watermelons from those large melons if he had followed what his father had done. But his interest was in making money from the crops. And we're not judging him, but when you see how our interest, when that is slightly off track, when I say off track from the larger interest of the community, of the society, then it's not in a win win situation. What happens in a win win situation, I've noticed, is it's almost as if the universe is working towards making your desire happen. So you would have the best crop, here you go, have the best crop. You want to share the best crop with the community, here you go, have the best festival. So those that are considering setting intentions, setting goals and desires in your life, it might be worth asking yourself, how is my desire going to align with the larger interest of the society, of the community? How can I make a living while serving the community? I think this is a very powerful question to ask ourselves. It's not just for the youngsters, but everyone who's going about our daily life. It is something that we can definitely ponder over and maybe just steer in a way that we can be of service at the same time our living is also taken care of. Let me know what comes to you. Thank you for your time. See you in another video. Bye bye.